So like you, at 50, I was told if you don't have a corporate job or a massive retirement fund, you're in big trouble. And here I am in my 50s, and I'm probably in big trouble. So I refuse to get a real job, and I'm gonna show you how I piece together a couple of streams of income that I'm working on and been working on for a couple of years to see if I don't have to get a real job, to see if I can make a full-time living at my age, 50 years old and up, doing side gigs and working the gig economy. And I'm going to try to do this on my own terms and kind of live a lifestyle outside of the 9-to-5 grind that most people are basically stuck in. So I'm under no illusion that this is pretty risky, but I've been there. I ran a business, I paid bills, I paid rent, responsible for the bills even when the income wasn't coming in. Had to dip into savings to make up for shortages during the month and all that stress that came with it. And frankly, I was a little burnt out and a little depressed, and I just wanted out. And then when my dad retired, that was basically my out. And I had started a little bit of online stuff, so I was kind of thinking maybe this online gig thing could be a possibility. So now I was hitting it hard, and we're gonna see if this fits me or if it's even possible. So I'm gonna go through the pretty much streams of money that I have coming in now. So basically, I could sleep in whenever I want, go to bed whenever I want, and do whatever I want. But now that I work for myself at home in the gig economy, these are the things that I'm trying to put together. Now, of course, a business of 35 plus years in an insurance agency, I do have some residual income from commissions or policies that are still intact that I barely manage from home. And it's not a lot, but it's income that still comes in. It's pretty much passive income. Client renews on their own, I receive a commission check, I cash that check and pay my bills. So it's not a lot, but this is why many streams of income are important, because this, along with the others, tends to add up to the whole picture. Now, my other stream of income is I teach tennis during the summer, fall, and spring months. It's outdoors, it's active, and it's like super part-time. Gives me flexibility to do other things, and I can schedule my lessons whenever the client's available, and I could also guide them to when I'm available. So it kind of works out that way. So it's only probably about 10 hours a week on a good week, sometimes more, sometimes less. Work at a small private club that accommodates my flexibility, and it's really not a full-time job, but it's a job that's very enjoyable, keeps me healthy. I love the game of tennis. I play tennis anyway, and this is almost like having your hobby and making money from your hobby too. So I really enjoy that. It brings in a decent part seasonal income that, again, along with the other streams, adds up. Now, within the tennis, I also do racket stringing. Now, I don't advertise racket stringing. I just, within my circle of friends and USTA teams, people know I do stringing. So I was able to buy a stringing machine for myself, which was about $1,000. Just stringing for myself, it paid for itself. But I also earned income from doing strings for friends and friends of friends. And in a short period of time, maybe 2 years, I was able to pay off that machine. So now anything I make off that machine is just pure profit, and it could be $20 to $30 a racket, which comes randomly. I would probably say about 5-6 rackets a month, and that's not bad, you know. That's 5 or 6 hours of work when I choose to do it. Sometimes it's a rush job, which I don't like, but that's where I come in handy as a convenience to do the job. So that's a little bit of skilled labor that I do anyway on my own, and I monetize it. And I consider that a small bit of stream income. Remember, all the small bits are going to add up. Now, online income. I am an Amazon associate. I am an Amazon influencer. So there's two different systems in the Amazon program. There's one where you're able to share Amazon links to products, and they call that offsite, and that's easier to get into. You basically just sign up and you're good to go. And I share those links on my social media, mostly YouTube videos. If people see a product that I'm showing on YouTube and they follow the link to Amazon and they make a purchase, I get a commission. Even though it's not big, that leads to other things, which I'll get to. So that brings in maybe 2 tanks of gas a month in income, sometimes less, sometimes more, but it's very steady. So the other big one is Amazon influencing. So that is a higher bar to enter, meaning you have to be approved, you have to have legit social media with good engagement to demonstrate to Amazon that you can actually influence people, whatever that means. So I had a YouTube channel for many years. I had good engagement with the comments, and I passed. I got in on the first try. So what that means is I'm able to make videos, place them on the Amazon page itself, if you ever seen those videos on the side or on the bottom. And if you watch my video, put it in your cart, make a purchase, I get a small commission. Now when I say quote small commission, it's very small, 1 to 3 to 4% depending on the item. So that's a little bit of commission, but if Amazon has millions of products, makes millions of sales a day, so a few products could do very well for you. Some might never sell. You kind of got to know what products to do, how to do the videos and all this in order to have like your financial destiny like in your hands. If I just throw random videos up there, I'm just chancing it. But I have my strategy. I studied and see what the best strategy is. We could get into that in other videos, but I feel that that's very scalable as I go along. The more videos you make, the more chances there are to make commissions. The higher product cost, the more chance to make commissions. So that really opened up my eyes to making online content is a real possibility. Now, the other stream of income, which is not huge again, a lot of work goes into it, but it got me into the Amazon program. It gets me products sent to me for free, or even I charge companies a fee to review their product, and I kind of get to keep the product afterwards. And that brings in another source of income, which we'll get to. This is YouTube I'm talking about. So I started with one channel just for fun. I built it up. And then when the monetizing standards were low, I got monetized, and I was making a few cents a day on just my random videos from ad revenue. You watch a video, an ad plays, I make a couple of cents. So I was happy with that. And then they raised the standard to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, and they shut off my monetization because I never reached that standard to begin with. So that got me angry. What did I do? I spent a year trying to reach the 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. Within a year, I did it, and this is not with product review videos. I did this before I joined Amazon. So I got monetized, and then now I was making like $10, $15 a month. Wow. Really a waste of time, but the satisfaction of creating something and having somebody watch it and make a nice comment on and it getting views, it was satisfying, almost like a starving artist type of satisfaction. So, but I had that, and that got me into the Amazon influencing program, which I wasn't even trying to get into the program at that point. I just was prepared already with an active channel. So that was good. So now that I am in the program, I'm utilizing Amazon to make money through the Amazon program, and that's working out. Now companies ask me, they send me daily emails, ask me to review this product, that product, we'll send you the product for free. How much do you want to charge to do this product? I charge for products that I have to assemble. I charge for products that I'm not interested in keeping. And you kind of got to get a feel for some products I will gladly accept for free if I feel that I could sell it on Facebook Marketplace quickly, or if I could use it, or if it will make me money because the video will be popular and it will create sales. So let's get into, well, before we do that, YouTube, I have 4 channels now. 2 of them are like kind of working with Amazon. One's a dedicated tennis channel because that's my passion. And another is this one, which I'm trying to develop as a 50 and over creator. So the YouTube doesn't pay too much, but the benefits of receiving products, being out there as an influencer, gives me actual evidence that I can influence and have an audience. So let's move on to Facebook Marketplace. Now, I mentioned that I receive products. Well, one of the benefits is that I receive products for free and I could sell them on Facebook Marketplace. So if I receive a product for free and I sell it for Facebook Marketplace, I market that product with a price that is priced to move quickly. I'm not interested in trying to get the highest price. Like if I bought the thing, I want to move it as quickly as possible and move on to the next product, because there's a lot of products sometimes, and I don't want to sit on products getting old in my house, getting outdated. Like let's say if I get AI glasses and I wait a year sitting on my shelf not moving it, and then I sell this one, but there's an updated version that's cheaper. So I kind of made mine a little obsolete, and then I had to sell it for cheaper. I could still sell it for 100% profit because I paid $0 for it. But if I sell it quick, it's hot, it moves, and you get the most money with the least effort. Sorry about that, little bugs. So that's one way I make easy money, easy cash, deals in parking lots, police stations. If it's a big item, they come to my house, which I also vet the buyers on Facebook. Some of them are sketchy. I could do a video about that. Put in the comments if you want to hear some stories of Facebook Marketplace and even how to sell. So that is like easy income. I put out a post, I answer a few messages, a lot of, is this available? Yes, they ghost. Do you want to meet up? They ghost. But most of the time, it's a good experience, and I meet some interesting people along the way, and I make easy cash. So those are a few of the streams of income that I have going on right now. I also am trying to develop other streams of income online, and one thing I'm trying to do is avoid a real job. So at over 50, this is what I want to do. Now, does it pay all the bills? For me, no, it doesn't. I kind of break even, but that's because I live in the Northeast in a very expensive area. Now, if I moved today to anywhere outside the Northeast except California and no big city, I would be able to save money, invest, and have nicer stuff. But that's part of the journey that I am on here. I have to make these decisions. So if you're interested in this stuff, like and subscribe. Got any questions, I'll answer them. I'll be very active. And another fly. And if this intrigues you, sorry, another fly. So if this intrigues you, like and subscribe. make a comment, and let's see if you join me on my journey to trying to do the economy hustle, gig hustle, online content creation hustle, and not get a real job and actually live pretty good. Use your time your way and not the corporate way. Thanks for watching. See you later.